What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I wanted to talk about something that I've heard on the internet. Complaints from dummies, from doodle faces, from people who are narrow-minded. They're crying, having false care, fake outrage or whatever about the lack of advertising for Hellblade 2. Today, I saw a video. Was it a 15-minute video, 20-minute video? I don't know. It was a long video. It wasn't a commercial. It was a nice little kind of behind-the-scenes documentary type of thing. And what I realized is that Hellblade is a different type of game. Hellblade 2 is different, just like Hellblade 1 was a different type of game. And they delved into that when they had these little shorts where we were talking about how they're talking about the psychosis and all these things, and how they went to experts to get some insight, and they went to people who actually suffer from or have psychosis. And so that's continuing in Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, right? And so now they have a main guy. He was on the panel that I had talked about before. Vic, I think I actually don't remember his name. I'm sorry, I apologize. But he suffers from psychosis. Yes, he has I'm not saying suffers. Maybe suffers is a correct descriptor, but it all depends on the individual. I would say he probably does because of the descriptions that he is, said from his experience. I would suffers, but he does experience psychosis, and he was basically explaining like him as a real person in this real world that we live in, how the game is representing it. And he's like, yep, that's how it is. And, we're thinking about it and we're like, oh, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's not actually just a game. And that's why this is different. Like, you look at like God of War Ragnarok or God of War the first 2018. It's like, okay, it's Kratos. Kratos used to have threesomes and knocking stuff over the table. And then he's slaying dragons and ripping people's heads off and doing all the crazy stuff that heroes do, right? And then you get the one 2018, and he's with his son, and all it's about the son and the dad, right? That's what it's about. And he's like boy, all over the place, right? Real deep. I mean, it's about the loss of the mother and, trying to raise a child, single dad, something. You take whatever you will from these pieces of media. But Hellblade and Hellblade 2 are specifically focused on psychosis. And a lot of people, including myself, I have no gauge. I have no experience of it personally. I mean, as far as I know, that I don't really have any psychoses. Not like Senua, not like the person it's based off of, or the person they use to. The person that they based it off. Anyway, it's different, and so you're not gonna just have an ad like, oh, Senua's Saga, slaying giant babies that in the face and they're crawling, oh man, and then you fall into the reflection, oh man, jump cut, all action. Is like, that's not what this game is. It's on a different level. It's not just a bam popcorn Hollywood game. That's what a lot of Sony's movie games are. They're popcorn, mass market type of things. Hellblade 2 is not that. The first one wasn't that either. But Hellblade 2 is not that. It's not, oh man, that is cool. You see the action sequence when Senua went, and then the dragon came out and she rode on the dragon and stabbed it in the eye. And then, no. This is about her voices. And this is about her character development and how she's gaining more control over, or agency over, her situation, her psychosis. How she is more in control. How she understands what's going on and is the... not arbiter, but she's the boss, if you will. And one thing I realized today, which was apparent in the first game, is that Ninja Theory's they're pretty smart over there, because by having the voices, I mean, it's the gimmick of the not la sound, the stereo ear sound stuff. Binaural, whatever. I forget how to say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. The super stereo stuff, right? By using that, it's like cool. It's like boom, boom, the sound's bouncing all around. It's all cool, right? But at the same time, what it does, it informs the story. It informs the characters. It informs Senua, but it also informs the player. It's almost like a tutorial. It's almost like, hey, you should go. There's a part where you should go sneak up over there, but don't get caught. Watch out for the monsters and all this. And they're saying all these stuff. It's like, oh, they just told me what I need to do right now. I need to sneak into this place and not get caught. Da 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 da. But it's just her like insight. It's like her conscience, if you will, or psychosis, telling her, you know, either doubting or and in some instances is literally telling her what to do in whatever situation. I'm like, yo, that's pretty clever there. That's pretty clever, Ninja Theory. And that's why there's limited like UI in the game, because it's, you know, it's freaking, a lot of it is audio and vocal and stuff. But anyway, back to the dummies who are like, where's where they said a week out they're gonna start, you know, doing ads for it. I mean, they've been talking about it. They put out these documentary type of pieces, and honestly, I mean, they're probably gonna do one of those. Oh my God, this is the best game I ever seen. IGN. Oh my God, this is the best game I ever seen. GameSpot. And oh my God, the best game I ever seen. Giant Bomber. Oh my God. Everybody say the same thing because it's the best game they ever seen, right? And so they'll do that just before, you know, 10 out of 10, 5 stars, you know, critically acclaimed. Oh my gosh, I've never been excited for the game before, for a game. All that stuff. That'll happen, you know, and that's fine. But I don't understand all these dumbasses on Twitter, online, acting like they know how to run a business, how to run a $1 trillion company, how to run Ninja Theory. I don't get it. You know what they should do? This is what they should do. Instead of crying online, instead of crying on Twitter, go get DaVinci Resolve. It's free. And cut together your own little video, your ad, if you will, and put it out on Twitter. Do that. Show Microsoft how it's done. Instead of crying about it, do something about it. That's all. That's what you should do. Instead of crying about it, do something about it. Like Tim Dahl. He still cries about it, though. But he did something about it. He flip-flopped. He switched sides. Now he's a Blue Man. Blue Man Group. I wonder how long it's going to take him to realize that Sony's not any better than Microsoft, and in terms of what he's like so upset about. Yeah, especially with Hiroki Totoki, boy, he's like, man, I'm a change. We gonna make some money now. Like Tim Dog's like, yeah, look at these exclusives. It's like they ain't gonna be exclusives for long. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, Hellblade's coming. That's going to be, I mean, from the couple of things that I've seen, it is actually the next gen starts with Hellblade 2. Remember when Sony tried to do that? The next gen starts when PlayStation 3 launches. I'm like, okay. Because it's $700, it's $600. That's why it's next gen, because it costs so much. Yeah, that was a bad look. But now it's not Microsoft saying, it's not Xbox saying the next gen starts with Hellblade 2. It's people who've played the demo, the preview. And that's what you need. You need the public. You need the people who are playing the games to tell everybody else, for the most part, what's up. If they're being honest, let's be real, because a lot of the times we got agendas, we got, you know, Sony paying for things and stuff, and so sometimes opinions are skewed, if you will, they're colored bluish, if you will. But, you know, this Hellblade 2 preview, people were, I did not hear any negative. Only negative, I forgot who it was, but they're like 30 frames a second, wham. I'm like, it's like, can I reach through the internet and slap a fool? I wish there was a website or an app where you could reach through the internet and slap a fool. And be like, give the slap counter. Like, how many slaps did you get today? That's kind of like clout, though. It's like, I got all the slaps. Then you got people trying to get slaps. Instead of likes, you get slaps. That should be on Twitter. On Facebook. Instead of thumbs up. I mean, you get a thumbs up, but if not a thumbs down, you just get a slap. How many slaps you get? I get a lot of slaps, man. They don't like my stuff. It's a slap. It's a slapathon. Anyway, I'm sorry. Tangent. But yeah, Hellblade's coming. It's looking good. And then plenty of Indiana Jones. I mean, come on, son. So many. I mean, just those 2 games, I'm good. Everything else is like extra credit. The Towerborn, I'm kind of looking at. I'm like, yo, that looks like a game. I'm definitely gonna play it. Yeah, there's a lot of games. You want games? Go get an Xbox. PlayStation ain't got no games. Anyway, I appreciate you answering. Like and subscribe. Hit me in the comments below. What'd you think about these dummies talking about the lack of advertisement for Hellblade 2? What do you think about my take on the fact that it's kind of a different game, so they have to approach it to advertisement differently? They're trying to explain what the game is, much like the first game. And I appreciate them going in depth and interviewing the people who actually have the psychosis in order to give us, people who can't really relate, some insight onto, the meaning and the deeper meanings of the game itself and the character and stuff and such, the experience, if you will. And it's the best graphics in the world. Anyway, I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you on the next one too.